Alrighty, hello. I was just making a little video to kind of explain the progress reports that I'm going to start sending out. So you can see on my screen here on this side, this is the one similar to what I've been sending out. I blanked out the student's name just so that you can't quite tell who it's for. But normally there will be a student name here. Up in the top, this is the basic grade details. So you can see category and weight, percentage. We have homework, tests, quizzes, and topics in the class. These are the 4 categories. So homework is based on the chapter. This is what we do in class. Tests and quizzes, that just depends on whether or not we finish or we're still in a chapter. If we finish a chapter in 1 week, the next week we'll have a test. If we're still in the chapter, then the next week we will have a quiz. Topics are very individual per student. It's based on that very first test they took in the class, which is called the initial knowledge check. The system will automatically assign them certain topics, which are questions that will help bring up their math knowledge. Basically, it's kind of figuring out what do you need help in, and let me help you. And so these will be completely individual by student, but every student completes 10 of them a week. It's just which ones they complete will be based on the alex.com system and that test. And altogether, this makes up 100% of their grade. Over here, you can see the percentages that they're getting. So this student has an 89% in homework. They have 100% in the test area. They have 100% in the topic area. And total, they have 93% for their grade. This area for the quizzes is missing because we haven't had any quizzes yet. So once we do start to have quizzes, this will be filled in and it will be calculated in the grade. Right now, it's not even counting against the grade at all. And then right down here below, we can see that there is a letter grade. So she has an A. Down here, we can kind of see it broken down a little bit more. So I can see by week how many questions has my student completed out of how many were assigned. So for LP6 days 6 through 10, she completed 6 out of 6. And for LP6 days 11 through 15, she completed 20 out of 22. So this just kind of gives you a very quick breakdown of the number of questions that your students are completing, or if you are a student watching this, that you are completing. And this semester, I'm trying it out a little different. I'm weighting each question the same. So instead of it being weighted by assignment, it's weighted per question. So last semester, it wasn't as worth it to go through and do a large assignment as opposed to a small assignment. This semester is actually much more worth it to go through and do the large assignment because you get more points for that larger assignment because there's more questions. So again, it takes more effort. It makes sense that they would be worth a little bit more there. So each question is worth 10 points. So this 1 week is worth 220 points if you do all 22 questions at 10 points each. That first week was only worth 60 points because there's only 6 questions total there. So this just breaks it down. You can see the topics. So each week so far, this student has done 10 out of 10. So that's why she has 100%. Down here, we can see the 2 tests. These are just the percentages, the overall percentages that students are getting on them. So she's done very well in the 2 tests so far. We don't have any quizzes. On this side, this is a little new, what I'm trying to show students so they can see how I'm tracking their homework, because we are doing homework assignments in class together. So some of the questions we will do together in class, and some of them you will do at home, or the student will do them at home. So I actually go through after class and I check off which questions we did in class. And then I send out a message that follows up and says, this is what we did in class. The rest are your homework. And I'll give the problem numbers. And I may even send up another follow-up text that says, uh-oh, you didn't quite participate in class. You also have to do some of the ones we did in class because you just didn't do them when we were there. So that's what those texts mean. That's why we need to make sure we're communicating with those ones so that students know which problems to do on their homework. They're welcome to do the same problems we did in class, again on Alex. It will let them do that. But they do not get double credit for that. They need to do the problems we didn't do in class to get the full homework credit. And homework is worth 50% of the grade. That's why I'm making kind of a bigger deal out of it over here. I'm giving you more details because it's worth a huge chunk of their grade. If they're not working on their homework at home, they are not going to be passing the class. It's a pretty blanket statement, I know, to make, but it's such a big chunk of their grade, they need to be working on this at home. So as I update the gradebook, this will automatically update, and you'll get to see, if there's missing questions, you'll see that immediately, and you can go back and finish those questions. Students have 1 week to finish their homework, and then the Alex.com system will start to grade it. They're automatically given an extra week extension by the system. And after 2 weeks, the assignment does close. They can no longer open it. But they can ask me to open it. So I can give them an extension, and they will need to ask me because of the way I'm keeping track of this. I need to be able to know which assignments that I have to go back and look at. Otherwise, I'm going to start to go a little crazy looking at all of these different assignments all of the time. So I'll focus on the current week and the previous week as far as updating, unless I've given an extension, and then I will go back and take a look at those as well. So like I said, these will update immediately as soon as I do anything in the gradebook. You will get to see these, and this will be available to you all the time, but you will receive an email every Monday just reminding you that it's been updated. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will do my best to answer, and I hope this helped.